Welcome back to A Different Opinion. Man, we have some good news with this article here from the Tampa Bay Times. And it's DeSantis signed Stop Woke Act. Disney bills next to a stage full of supporters. One of the measures targets critical race theory as at colleges and universities. Very, very good news, in my opinion. It's just stopping the wokeness, really. I'll quickly just read through this one here with you. So Governor Ron DeSantis signed 3 bills into law Friday at an hour-long event that featured a stage full of his supporters, children holding Stop Woke and anti-critical race theory signs. Speeches from parents and state officials denouncing what they refer to as woke education. He signed a House Bill 7 titled Individual Freedom and known as the Stop Woke Act. The 2 other bills at Mater Academy Charter Middle High School and the Hialeah Gardens. One of the bills was a measure that would strip 6 special districts, including the Reedy Creek Improvement District, where Walt Disney World is located, of their governmental powers. Man, I'm very happy to see that, because after that backlash there where Disney went super woke and was against so pretty much what this part of the bill stops, with the gender stopping and all that stuff, is they're stopping teachers being able to teach kids from the ages of kindergarten to 3rd grade about genders, being gay, lesbian, like pretty much just anything to do with kind of being woke and changing your gender, being trans, all that stuff. They're just saying between kindergarten and to grade 3, teachers can't be teaching them that stuff. And I mean, why would you want to? Like, why would you want to teach like a 7-year-old kid like about different genders that people make up all the time, and different, you could be gay, you can be this, that. Like, kids aren't even thinking about that, man. Like, when I was like 7 years old, I was like, I don't even want to be touched by a girl. Like, ew. You know what I mean? Like, you're not even thinking about it at that age, but I digress. So one of the bills is to measure District of Walt Disney. Another was to fix the big tech social media bill, formally removing the special carve out for theme parks. DeSantis signed a tech bill last year, but it was set aside because of the court ruled the carve out was inappropriate. The legislator in March passed the Stop Woke Act, which limits how race-related issues are taught in public universities, colleges, and in workplace training. The 2 other bills signed Friday were passed during the legislature's special session this week. Minutes after signing the bill, a group of plaintiffs from across Florida filed a federal lawsuit against the government. Attorney General Ashley Moody and others challenging the constitutionality of House Bill 7, which was first reported by the Tallahassee Democrat. The group claims the bill violates First and 14th Amendments rights. The complaint was filed by the U.S. District Court in the Northern District of Florida. The bill signed event focused primarily on HB 7. I'm just going back to that point with the Disney one, is it's just taking, so Disney has kind of, it pretty much just runs itself in its own area. It can actually make its own roads, all that type of stuff. It has its own tax system with the government. So what I always thought was, who made these deals back 50 years ago? Like, how much was the governor or whoever pushed it through, how much were they getting paid by Disney, in my opinion? And then also, it's about time. These corporations should be held accountable just like we do. They shouldn't get any special treatment just because they're a multi-billion-dollar, establishment. That doesn't mean that they're on their own and they can just go against the government. So I'm very happy to see it. Brings them back down to earth. And I mean, they've already lost a lot of money anyway, and now they're losing even more money. Their stocks are absolutely plummeting. So I hope you don't have any stocks in Disney, because yeah, it's definitely going to crash and burn, because it's already going bad enough, and now this on top. Yeah, it's not going to go well. So from the podium where it signed the red "Freedom from Indoctrination," Hung DeSantis said the new law provides substantive protections for students and parents to ensure what's taught in the classroom falls in line with state standards that ban pernicious ideologies like CRT. Sorry, I can't even say the word properly right now. So CRT, critical race theory, in K-12 schools. The bill targets college, universities, not K-12 schools. Okay. We believe in education, not indoctrination, DeSantis said to loud applause. We won't use your tax dollars to teach our kids to hate this country. The government pointed to the New York Times 1619 project for exemplify what specifically would be barred from the classroom. So it's very good to see, like, just to stop these weirdos from being able to talk to kids and like try and change their mind for what they want to do. Like, I mean, what gender do you want to be? Like, stuff like that. Very happy that they don't teach that anymore. I mean, when I was a kid, in any of our books, whatever we got taught, we didn't get taught random things about different races and stuff like that. We were all one. And like, I grew up in South Africa, so we had many different races in my class, and we were all friends. Like, there was no hate, there was no nothing like that. So Christopher Rufo, who sparked the national movement against critical race theory, Lieutenant Governor Jeanette Nunez, and Education Commissioner Richard Corcoran also spoke at the event. Corcoran, who is leaving at the end of the month after serving since 2018, applauded the bill, saying it needs to move America forward. If we want to keep this wonderful experience called America, we have to get our education right. Democrats throughout the legislative session denounced the bill, arguing that it was an attempt by the Republican to rewrite history. In March, Senator Chevron Jones at West Park Democrat said the move was a continuation of national agenda, bit my tongue, to whitewash history, all because we don't want white children to feel uncomfortable. Why should any kids feel uncomfortable? It doesn't matter what race they are. Like, why do any kids have to feel uncomfortable? Like, seriously, what a stupid question. Also in the crowd was Senator Manny Diaz Jr., who DeSantis on Thursday recommended to succeed Corcoran. Diaz didn't speak Friday, but the Hialeah Republican, who was HB7 Senate sponsor, has previously defended the bill. My assurance and my intention in this bill is to improve the conversations in our classrooms and our workplace, to provide those trainings, to provide those lessons without imposing responsibility on someone who did not commit the act. Like, seriously, to DeSantis, I applaud you, like, for what he's done. I mean, he's actually been a guy that actually sticks to his guns. If he says he's going to do something, he's going to do it. And he has. Like, I mean, a lot of people thought he wasn't going to sign the bill to, stand against Disney. Like, we're taking their special rights away. Bang, he just did it. And, I mean, the CEOs of Disney are probably shooting him in the foot right now, because literally it would have been the smallest percentage that had the biggest outcry in their workplace, and now they lost this amount of money just because of that small little angry, pretty purple blue haired minority who just go absolutely crazy when there's anything to do with gender and all that type of stuff. So it's very good to see. Well done to DeSantis. I mean, epic. Good article by the Tampa Bay Times. And then it kind of jumps into the next one here. So this is pretty much what does happen in other states and things like that when they do get taught about genders and different things like that at a young age. They become really, really weird. And like, I got a couple little stories here for you. So Jaden Smith, like Will Smith's son, he doesn't label himself as human. How does he identify himself? So it pretty much just says about a tweet how he said that he's not actually human. So human beings are born either male, female, or neither. Jaden Smith not only eschews human ideals, but he also sees no gender distinction when it comes to people. In his opinion, he only sees two kinds of human beings: scared people and comfortable people. Because of his genderless standards, Jaden Smith participated in a women's wear campaign in 2016. That's a gender. Women's wear. Woman. Gender. Where he became the face of Louis Vuitton's Women's Wear 2016. Imagine if you're a woman and you're like, I really want to be the face of the women's wear and Louis Vuitton. Like, this is what I've been working my whole life for. I've been freaking eating just straight lettuce for the last 10 years of my life. And here comes stupid little Jaden Smith. No, sorry, he's the face of our women's wear, not you. Like, imagine how disgruntled you'd be as a woman. His non-gender binary style is his refusal to be defined in terms of who people perceive him to be and how he dresses. And I mean, I don't even speak for women, but if a woman who just decided they're genderless became the face of a male thing, I'd be like, what the hell? Like, that's not on. That's some BS. So Jaden Smith gender fluidity therefore means that he sees gender as a spectrum rather than an established identity, and he is pioneering that adventure. Blah 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 blah. It's just stupid, absolutely stupid. I mean, would he be saying this stuff if he didn't just have like all his dad's money to fall back on? If he didn't have all that money, like imagine if he had to fight and work to actually just be able to eat. He would not be like this. I'll tell you that right now. So jump into the next one here. So we jump into this one. Another celebrity's weird kid. Dwayne Wade says trans daughter Zaya knew gender identity since she was 3 years old. Like, what, 3 years old? It was a process for us to sit down with our daughter and find out what she likes and who she is, Wade said. Zaya has known for 9 years, the retired NBA star said. When asked if he knew early on that Zaya was assigned male at birth, identified as a transgender girl, Wade responded, I knew early on that I had to check myself. I've been a person in the locker room that has been a part of conversations that has the wrong phrases and the wrong words myself. Wow, what a powerful man you are. Wade, 38, said that he had a lot of self-reflecting to understand how to support his daughter. My daughter was my first interaction when it comes to having to deal with this conversation. Hopefully I'm dealing with it the right way. Inside our home, we see the smile on my daughter's face. We see the confidence that she's able to walk around and be herself. That's when you know you're doing it right. It's a boy. That's the kid there. Wade told Roberts that Zaya has been his family's leader when it comes to educating them on transgender community. Zaya knew 2 things. She knew straight and she knew gay. But Zaya started doing more research. She was like, why is a kid that young knowing this, like, straight and gay anyway, when they're like freaking 12 years old? She was the one who sat down with us as a family and said, hey, I don't think I'm gay. And she went down the list and said, this is how I identify myself. This is my gender identity. I identify myself as a young lady, he said. He said, I know it was probably Dwayne Wade that said it, but damn it, I'm just going to pretend that it wasn't. Like, come on, man. 12 years old. Seriously. Like, it just... So this is what I think is, you know, parents don't spend a lot of time with their kids these days. They probably get home from long days of work because, I mean, everything is more expensive now. Just prices of everything's through the roof and pays aren't going up. So you got to work longer. You spend more time at work. You get home. You want to rest a bit. Your kid's full of energy. So what most parents do these days is they just give them their phone to play games on or watch stuff on YouTube just to kind of keep them busy. So just, oh yeah, have the phone or the tablet and kind of watch a show. And then, you know, when you're a kid, you always hear different things at school. So if a teacher talks about, let's say, for example, transgender, and like, you know, oh, are you transgender? So maybe the kid goes home and he searches on their parents' phone or on the tablet, am I transgender? Then suddenly all this crazy stuff pops up about, yes, you are, many times because they're wanting people to be transgender. It's not going to give you a lot of options to be like, no, I'm actually not. And when you're a kid, you're going through this, you're going down that rabbit hole. And that's how you can lose your kid. I mean, 12 years old, what the hell, man? Like, what's going on? Like, it's just what I think when people don't spend a lot of time with their kids and they kind of just palm it off, this is what can happen when you rely too much on those teachers. And that's why I'm saying that Stop Woke Act by DeSantis is like epic. Just stops teachers from being crazy and teaching your kids crazy stuff. This is another one here. So teachers manipulate a child to change gender identity. So in LA, a mother who claims teachers secretly manipulated her 11-year-old daughter into changing her gender identity, 11 years old. And Name has filed a legal case against the school board. Speckler's Union School District was responsible for extreme and outrageous conduct that led the student on a path towards transitioning as a boy and drove a wedge between a mother and a child. And like by then it could be too late. And I mean, a lot of times these teachers probably like tell the kids, don't tell your parents about this stuff because they won't understand. And so Jessica Conan said 2 middle school teachers who ran the school equality club, why is it called equality club, later known as UBU, planted the seed that her daughter was bisexual in the 6th grade and then introduced the idea she was transgender. The legal claim it prosecuted to a lawsuit follows a dust-up in the district last fall after the author of a book widely criticized as anti-transgender quoted the two teachers speaking at a conference about how to run an LGBTQ plus club in a conservative community. Oh man, makes your blood boil, eh? Like imagine seeing that as a parent, you'd be like, what the hell? So Speckler is a speck of a town. I don't care where the town is, don't really care. While Conan said her daughter had revealed she was bisexual, the mother was unaware she was identifying as a boy until they had a meeting at the school principal's office in December 2019 when her daughter was in 7th grade. So it's a whole year later. She was told the purpose of the meeting until she wasn't told the purpose of the meeting until the daughter entered the room and sat across the table. And the teacher broke the news. I literally was caught off guard. I was blindsided. I didn't even know what to feel because I didn't even know where it came from. Imagine just being that parent should be like, what the hell has been going on in my kid's head because of your crazy freaking teaching? She said she began to cry. She said her daughter was also caught by the surprise. She had told teachers she wanted to notify her mum, but didn't know the meeting was on that day. That doesn't even help the kid's mental state either. So Conan said she gave the school permission to use a boy's name for attendance purposes and try to be supportive. So the teacher was placed on administrative leave. So they're investigating it as well. But yeah, it's just insane, like how teachers can do this stuff to 11-year-old kids who would believe anything. Because as soon as a little kid probably doesn't fit in, the teacher can use that. Be like, oh, you're not fitting in because, you know, you're actually different. And I think it's said in here as well. So it wasn't until the fall that the mother began to question her daughter got onto the path, how she got onto the path. In a leaked recording from a California Teachers Association conference, Caldera and Kelly Baraki, who are the teachers, were quoted discussing how they kept meetings private and stalked students online for recruits. When we were going out doing our virtual learning, we totally stalked what they were doing on Google when they weren't going to school. One of them was Googling Trans Day of Visibility, and we were like, check, we're going to invite that kid when we get back on campus. Neither Caldera nor Baraki could be reached for a comment, and the quotes are accurate but taken out of context. Almost the stalking comment was a joke, she said. Nah. It's not a joke when, yeah, you're messing with kids' lives, man. Okay. So this is it. This is the reason why I kind of always look at American politics and, you know, looking at what's happening over there with cultural things as well, is because a lot of times what happens in America comes to Australia. The reason why I look at these ones is because I don't want this stuff to come to Australia. We have one place that's quite woke, and it's called Melbourne City. It's got about 2-3 million people, and so it's quite a big place. They're very woke down there. They're very progressive, shall I say. I'm pretty sure this lady is from Melbourne, and just to show you how it's kind of even over here as well now. So it's not just in America where this is happening. So to see that from DeSantis is very good. I hope it doesn't happen over here. But yeah, so as a parent, I practice consent with my daughter, and sometimes something has been really bothering me lately. So I thought, why not take it to TikTok so we can talk about it? Yeah, just exactly what a mother should do. Post a video on TikTok. Can we please start normalizing the fact that kids do not have to kiss and hug adults? My daughter is almost 2 years old, and I've been in the process of teaching her consent basically since the day she's been born. She's 2 years old, and you're teaching her consent. Like, man, do you remember anything when you were like 1 or 2? I really don't. And like, if my grandparents or whatever give you a kiss back then, you don't even remember it. And like, how does that affect you badly? Seriously, like, so what she's teaching her kids, so this is what she actually said was, so if her, you know, family, whatever comes around, they actually got to ask the kid who's 2 years old for permission to give the kid a kiss or a hug. And if the kid says no, then they're not allowed to give the kid a kiss or a hug. This is insane. Like, what the hell? Like a 2-year-old kid can just, nah, yeah. The kid doesn't even know what's happening, man. Like, seriously, like 1 or 2 years old, you can't even like properly walk. You're like walking like this, like far out. Like, it's insane. And that's why I love what DeSantis did. If you agree with what he did, like if you're happy with it, with the actual bill, please leave a comment. If you're not happy, leave a comment. If you think the wokeness is absolutely horrible, please definitely leave a comment, especially if you got any good stories of what's happened to you, or maybe even if you know any articles that I can read. Well, I hope you enjoy the videos. If you do enjoy the videos, please leave a like or subscribe, and you'll be able to see my videos in the future. And until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.